Good morning. We are coming on the air with breaking news
out of Israel this morning, where Hamas has launched a surprise attack.
Stunning developments in Israel.
Israel has declared it is at war.
Israelis woke up today to find their worst nightmares had come true.
We never believed, even in our worst nightmares, that anything like this would actually happen. We got a WhatsApp message from the woman in charge of us saying, whoever can come right now. As soon as I got in, first thing I saw was chaos, and right away there was a siren. So I still feel that I haven't completely comprehended what went on that weekend.
Groups of terrorists were entering the border and going inside of cities and shooting. And we understood that it wasn't safe, so we started going to Sderot.
They handed me over a child. Later on I learned that he was a 5-year-old. He had a gunshot wound. The father of the child, before being shot, told the Hamas militants that he's an Arab, and they said, no, you're an Israeli, and they shot him regardless. It's the first time where I had a 5-year-old child seriously wounded, alone on the stretcher there, calling for his mother, and there's nobody there, it's just me. The entrance wound was from the chest, the lower chest, and when I checked his back, he had an exit wound, and unfortunately the wound was open and his guts came out. But I learned that he recovered.
The patient that I remember the most, and I think that till this day I think about him, was a police officer that was injured a few hours before we got to him. He was shot and he was waiting on the roof of the police station. He's very, very pale. His breath is shallow. His consciousness is weak. And the thought that was going inside my head was, I don't think this patient is going to survive. He held my hand, he looked me in the eye and said, am I going to live? And on the way, he started getting sleepy again. And I called his name and I said, hey, we're going to make a deal now, okay? You stay awake, you don't go to sleep, and I'm going to do everything in my power so you would live. And he shook his head, he smiled at me, and every time he got sleepy, I said, hey, like this, with a smile. I said, hey, you promised me you weren't going to go to sleep. A few weeks back, I got a message. His sister is a model worker, and she said he survived.
We're used to receiving a call, getting the location, helping them, telling them what to do, how to help whoever needs the care, whoever needs treatment, and to sometimes even stay on the line with them until the ambulance arrives, and to say the ambulance is on its way. And this time, we couldn't say that line. I don't know what to say. We'll get there as soon as we can. I mean, it's now a war zone there. We can't come in.
We knew about the deaths of our friends and colleagues because there were so many dead. The first paramedic that I ever trained and was Amir Tzur. He was a combat medic in Sayeret Matkal. He was murdered while he was fighting with gloves still on his hands. We don't have time to grieve because we have to keep on working.